brackets.
Let's hope they do. Meanwhile, this is called the breathalyzer equalizer. This is a new product that promises to help drivers avoid testing drunk by reducing the amount of alcohol residue in their mouth. That's not all. The equalizer is being advertised in front of bars on big billboards, prompting critics to say it's a way for drunk drivers to try to beat the system. Joining us for a fair and balanced debate about this is criminal defense attorney Larry Cohn and Georgia's State Director of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Barry Martin. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Allison.
Barry, you think this product is dangerous. Why?
Well, clearly it's dangerous. We lose 10,000 people every year to drunk drivers. Another 345,000 are injured by drunk drivers. And you've got a product here that might give someone who would think twice about driving drunk that little bit of extra courage to risk it. That makes it a dangerous product.
Larry, you support this product. What do you think? Is it not dangerous?
First off, I'm not affiliated with the product, but secondly, the product won't prevent any signs of impairment. It's not going to lower somebody's blood alcohol. Simply, it'll lower what is the residual effects of a drink in someone's mouth. The only thing that'll lower someone's alcohol level is time. And if anyone can come up with a product that'll sober people up, I'm in. I'll invest.
Meanwhile, let's hear what the company itself says about this product. They say it's actually to protect sober drivers. Here's their statement. We support law enforcement and do not condone drunk driving. Our goal is to improve the accuracy in roadside breath testing. Our billboard reminds people to drink responsibly. Barry, their point is that sometimes people get false positives from just alcohol residue in their mouth, and this helps that.
Sure. Residual mouth alcohol can affect a breath test. The problem is with the field sobriety protocols, you're going to have a horizontal gaze test first. You're going to have some divided attention tests after that. That's the walk in a line, turn around and come back, stand on one leg. And if you fail those three tests, then the arresting officer will give you that breathalyzer test. Well, NHTSA will tell us that residual mouth alcohol can last up to 20 minutes. Well, by the time you've been pulled over, they've run your license, they've given you 3 physical tests, that residual mouth alcohol is gone. That makes this product completely unnecessary.
Larry, I want to bring in Larry here. Just one second, because Larry, your law firm specializes in helping people who have been accused of DWI. Do you find there are often these false positives? Is that a big problem?
Well, any breath test manufacturer would tell you that mouth alcohol has always been a problem with breath testing. And police officers are trained not to rely solely on the breath test in the field. That's why at the station the breath tests are designed to be a little bit more accurate. And there still always have been problems with mouth alcohol. It can lead to a higher than somebody's true alcohol level. It may show a higher level of alcohol than actually is in somebody's body. And if you're foolish enough to believe that this product is going to get you out of a DUI, you probably deserve to be cited with a DUI.
So Barry, your biggest fear is that this will give people, what, false confidence to get behind a wheel?
Oh, sure. It's going to give them, you're sitting there at the bar and you're having a drink and you look down at the end of the bar and here's this product. You're going to say, hey, this says I can beat the DUI. And the fact of the matter is you can't beat the DUI. If you have 0 residual mouth alcohol, a breath test will still pick up the mouth alcohol if you are drunk. Or excuse me, the alcohol that's in your body if you are drunk.
And Larry, you're not concerned about that being a byproduct of this?
Look, if you keep this product in your car or you're caught with this product, you're going to be the laughingstock of the police force and every prosecutor and judge in court. Everyone would know that you were trying to mask the signs for use of alcohol. Again, this product is not going to sober you up, and I don't believe that people go out with the intention that I'm going to go out and drink as much as I can, I'll take the product and I'll be fine. I think that is a foolish thought.
Gotcha. Barry Martin,
I agree. I think.
Go ahead. Last word.
I was going to say I agree. I think what it's going to do is have that person who would have thought twice about it maybe take the chance, and that's where the risk is.
All right. Well, we'd love to hear from our viewers as well. Larry Cohn, Barry Martin, thanks so much for debating it.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you, Allison.
All right. Still ahead. She's the longest.
Many people ask me, can I get a DUI on a bicycle? Well, there's 2 parts to that question, no and yes. Traditionally, the DUI statute in Arizona says that the vehicle has to be a motorized vehicle. So if you're pedaling your bike, you cannot get a DUI on a bicycle, you cannot get a DUI on a skateboard, you cannot get a DUI while riding a horse, although you might be charged with endangerment or animal cruelty or something like that. Now, here's where it gets tricky. It's when people have the motorized skateboard or the motorized bicycle, the whizzers, and they have it engaged while they're riding. Now it's become a motorized vehicle and you can get a DUI. Now we've had cases where people have said, look, I was riding my whizzer, but it wasn't on. The motor was not on, I was just pedaling. And that's where you get some arguments with police on what's going on. Is this really a DUI or is this simply somebody riding their whizzer while it's not engaged? If this involves you where you've been charged on a vehicle that's not motorized, yet they said you were operating a motorized vehicle, contact us immediately and we'll help you out.
Hi, my name is John Brakefield, and on this video I'm going to talk about when law enforcement officers can pull someone over or stop someone. Generally speaking, law enforcement officers need to have reasonable, articulable suspicion to believe that criminal activity is going on. So for example, if a speeder is going down the road, then the law enforcement officer would need reasonable, articulable suspicion, basically something more than just a hunch, that they believe that person is speeding. So obviously, if someone is speeding, law enforcement officers can pull them over, and then obviously one thing can lead to another. Additionally, law enforcement officers look for equipment violations. So for example, if you have a headlight out or a tag light out or a crack in your windshield, then law enforcement officers will stop the vehicle as well. If the officers have a hunch that, or just somehow guess that someone might be, say, trafficking marijuana, they don't really need reasonable articulable suspicion to believe that you're trafficking marijuana. All they really need is a reasonable articulable suspicion to believe that you've committed some sort of traffic offense or equipment violation. Most drug investigations start with some sort of initial stop that really has nothing to do with the drug investigation that will occur once the officers believe that there is other criminal activity afoot. It's important to note that at this point, once a vehicle is stopped, if the officer believes that the driver or passengers are acting somehow suspiciously, or they tend to be acting in a way in which something might be hidden, then at that point, generally the law enforcement will put those facts and circumstances together and try to come up with some reasonable articulable suspicion to do a security or an officer safety check, meaning make sure that there's nothing going on as far as weapons, and lo and behold, if they happen to find some drugs at that point, then the person or persons would be arrested. I hope this helps in regards to how or why officers pull people over and the standard that they will need. If you have any questions regarding reasonable articulable suspicion or any sort of law enforcement traffic stop, please feel free to call or email me at any time. Please remember that this video is for informational purposes only and is not legal advice. Thanks so much.